In nutrition clinics across the globe, practitioners are constantly fielding the same question from their patients. After being prescribed a diet of wholesome, balanced meals to heal their bodies, the patient will pause and ask, "Doctor, how long do I have to eat like this? When can I go back to normal?" Think about what we currently classify as normal. A standard daily routine now includes ultra-processed packaged snacks, highly sweetened beverages, and fried takeout foods. Meanwhile, the foods humans have relied on for millennia, whole grains, seasonal vegetables, and simple home-cooked meals, are now treated as a temporary medical intervention. We treat real food like medicine you only take when you're sick. This reversal of language highlights a specific shift. We are living in a time where the primary fuels of human history are treated like an unusual, temporary prescription. For most of human history, whole foods were the everyday default. Intensely sweet or processed treats were rare anomalies, reserved for special occasions or festivals. Today, the script is flipped. This visual scale maps our historical relationship with food. On the left, whole foods act as a heavy, stable foundation, with treats occupying a tiny fraction at the top. The danger arises when wholesome food becomes the stranger, and hyper-processed junk becomes our familiar, daily companion. If we want to successfully override the modern food environment, we have to understand exactly how this flip occurred, and why our biology never stood a chance against it. The shift began with a vacuum of time. The rise of dual-income households and the acceleration of urban lifestyles squeezed out the hours historically dedicated to sourcing and preparing food. The processed food industry occupied this space by marketing ready-to-eat packages as the primary answer for the time-strapped worker. As convenience took over, home cooking underwent a cultural rebranding. Preparing a meal from scratch was socially downgraded. It went from being a basic daily life skill to something viewed as exhausting, time-consuming, and old-fashioned. Then came the digital delivery ecosystem. Apps removed the final geographic and social barriers to junk food, making it possible to summon a high-calorie meal to your door with 3 taps on a screen. When the surrounding culture systematically engineers healthy eating to be the path of highest friction, relying on personal willpower alone is a losing battle. Beyond convenience, there is a massive financial asymmetry at play. Processed food conglomerates deploy immense budgets for emotional advertising, catchy jingles, and celebrity endorsements to ensure their products stay top of mind. Contrast that machine with the reality of agricultural produce. A bowl of lentils or a fresh head of cabbage doesn't have a marketing department. There are no $0 billion ad campaigns for spinach. The psychological impact on children is profound. From a young age, they're taught by screens and billboards to associate joy, reward, and happiness almost entirely with branded fast food and neon sugary drinks. Here is the economic reality. Thanks to subsidized ingredients and industrial scale, the complex supply chain of a burger meal remains artificially cheap. Meanwhile, the cost of fresh, perishable fruit often rockets past the price of fast food. When junk food is cheaper, easier to find, and louder than actual produce, the modern diet stops being a simple choice and becomes a systemic byproduct. To lock in this advantage, ultra-processed foods are scientifically engineered for hyperpalatability. Food scientists calculate the exact optimal ratios of salt, sugar, and fat required to maximize flavor. This chart tracks neurological reward. Chemical engineering artificially overstimulates dopamine. You get a massive pleasure spike, followed by a rapid crash, triggering a craving cycle. Compare this spike to the whole foods baseline. Because your palate is hijacked, wholesome ingredients register as boring. The silent physical consequences of this chemical hijack are playing out across generations. Children consistently reach for engineered chips instead of natural fruit, driving a rapid rise in early-onset obesity. Adults fare no better. Young professionals skip breakfast to survive on energy drinks and packaged convenience, pushing their bodies towards insulin resistance, high cholesterol, and chronic joint pain. A hijacked dopamine system, combined with a landscape of engineered calories, places a biological strain on the body that eventually manifests as chronic disease. The solution starts with resetting the baseline. Healthy eating cannot be treated as a temporary medical protocol. It must be consciously reinstalled as your default daily habit. The first tactical step is to stock smart. You have to pre-fill your immediate physical environment with fruits, nuts, and roasted snacks to intercept convenience-based cravings before they start. The second step is planning meals. Committing to a basic, repetitive home-cooked meal, even something as simple as dal and rice, acts as a superior defense system against the effortless lure of delivery apps. The third step is to hydrate wisely. You have to aggressively swap out highly marketed, aerated drinks for foundational liquids like water, buttermilk, or infused water. These steps aren't about punishing restriction. They are about systematically manipulating your own environment so that reaching for healthy food is actually easier than acquiring poor food. This also requires the rule of mindful indulgence. Your favorite hyper-processed street foods and treats do not need to be entirely eliminated from your life, but they must be strictly regulated. Your long-term physical health is dictated entirely by what you repeatedly do every single day, not by your occasional deviations. Whole, natural foods must be welcomed back to the center of the table as our familiar, daily companions. And the hyper-processed junk? That needs to be pushed back to its rightful place, as a rare stranger we only occasionally interact with.